Hello.
Then, now,
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever,
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 14 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for SmackDown for the 26th of July, 2024. We are 5 days removed from Evolution, 6 from King of the Ring. And yeah, we're officially on the build to SummerSlam on the SmackDown side. We do know the World Championship match will be the 2024 King of the Ring winner, Xavier Woods, taking on Swerve Scott for the World Heavyweight Championship. Plus, we're going to find out who's going to wrestle for the Women's World Championship tonight. Io Sky and Charlotte Flair inside a steel cage in the main event. And yeah, a whole lot more as we build towards the show. Without any more further ado, let's jump straight into tonight's show. The new king opens the show. He's here by himself. Big E and Kofi are still on Raw for the time being. Obviously, Woods is still a Raw wrestler. He's just working on SmackDown. And obviously, if he wins, what I say is the same for Rhea. They are still Raw wrestlers, but if they win their respective championships at SummerSlam, then they will move over to that brand. There'll be a trade. People from SmackDown will be sent to Raw to, fill the gap. But for now, he is still a Raw guy, but he will be appearing on SmackDown in the build to SummerSlam, obviously. But yes, the King comes out on his throne. He's given the King smirk. He's got his King's crown, his scepter. And he gets into the ring. And he says, 3 years ago, I, for the first time in my career, made a step on accomplishing one of my boyhood dreams. I needed to become King of the Ring. And in that match, I lost. I was screwed by a man I thought was my best friend. And then since then, a whole lot's changed around here. E went on to win the Royal Rumble, became the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. And that got me wondering, maybe I was the weak link of the New Day. I tried to come out on top and become the World Heavyweight Champion, the WWE Champion, and I failed every single time. Maybe destiny it wasn't in the cards for me. Maybe I was the third wheel. Maybe I was just a B+ player. What they told Kofi and E they were. But that wasn't good enough for me. I knew I couldn't be the only member of the New Day not to make it to the top. I knew I couldn't let my childhood dream slip away from me, and E and Kofi, my best friends through and through by my side, watched me as I rose through King of the Ring, overcoming obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and now finally, here I stand as your king. So now, the attention, King of the Ring is in the past. I've got my crown, I've got my scepter, I've got my robe. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling royal. And I'm feeling ready for SummerSlam. I'm feeling ready for you, Swerve Scott. You see, at King of the Ring, you said something that really got under my skin. Bobby Lashley, I managed to outsmart Bobby Lashley to win that tournament. Impressive victory. I have to say, Bobby Lashley, one of the toughest men on this entire division. But you seem to be scared of Bobby Lashley, but not of me. And I get it. Look at me compared to Bobby Lashley. But Bobby Lashley lacks of what I lack in terms of Bobby Lashley's size and his power and his strength. I make up for in my heart and my desire and my loyalty to my brothers, E and Kofi, to fulfill this prophecy. So E and Kofi, they may have their hands full on Raw right now, but I haven't abandoned them. I'll be back there after SummerSlam, and they'll be with me, and I'll be the World Heavyweight Champion. And finally, this New Day trio have achieved their ultimate goal. They have become WWE champions. The Miz, of all people, interrupts him. We haven't seen The Miz in a while. Mainly because he's on the same show as Grayson Waller, and I've mainly been using Grayson Waller in the spots that The Miz would be getting. But Waller's doing something else tonight, so Miz fills this role. I have also been trying Miz out as a color commentator, because he's a little bit washed in terms of stats in the game. So, you know, he's wearing a couple of different hats, despite not being on TV every single week. Miz comes out, he goes, Woods, first and foremost, congratulations on becoming King of the Ring. It's truly impressive for a guy like you to become a King of the Ring. And Woods goes, a guy like me? What do you mean by that, Miz? He goes, come on, look at you. You're no match for a guy like Swerve. You see, I've been here on SmackDown watching Swerve's championship run while you're over on Raw, messing around with your brothers and feuding for the tag team championships with Logan Paul. Okay, Swerve, when he first captured that championship, there was questions about the validity of his reign, but as the weeks and months have gone on, he's growing and growing, stronger and stronger, to the point now where I don't think anybody can beat him. Certainly not you, because you are a B-plus player and you are a disappointment to your friends. And I thought I'd just tell you this now rather than the reality comes crashing in on you at SummerSlam. Which goes, well, you know, I am technically a Raw guy. I'm over here on SmackDown because I'm challenging for your World Championship, but I've got 3 weeks, so how about I beat your ass before SummerSlam? In fact, why don't I do that right now? Boom, he sucker punches Miz in the face, and then we get an impromptu match coming up next after the ads. It'll be The Miz and Xavier Woods one-on-one. But before then, we see a car pull up in the parking lot outside. And out steps Kevin Owens, of all people. He gets a big pop. And Kayla Braxton runs and goes, Kevin Owens, you know, what brings you here to SmackDown tonight? Kayla goes, you know, Kayla, I'm technically a free agent right now. You know, I don't work here. So I did hit up Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis because there's something I really need to get off my chest tonight. And honestly, I got a phone call a day or two ago. I don't know how much longer this whole me being a free agent thing is going to last, so it's best I do it here tonight. And he walks into the arena. And Kayla goes, well, you know, stay tuned for Kevin Owens, I guess. 78 rated match. Yeah, that's what I mean. The Miz was tiring, you know. He's kind of cooked, but it's fine. Obviously, Woods does win with a Shining Wizard in 11:38. 77 for Xavier Woods, 65 for The Miz. And yeah, Woods continuing to roll as we head towards SummerSlam. They cut backstage. Kayla says, my guest at this time, Ember Moon. Ember walks into frame. Kayla says, Ember, unfortunately you came up short in your first match back here in WWE back at Evolution, but you and Dakota Kai had one hell of a war. You know, I'm sure you're still feeling it, 5 days later. And Ember goes, I did have to come here, Kayla, because I have to say something after how I acted last week. Dakota, I hope you're listening to this, I hope you can hear me. Congratulations. Okay, you are the real deal. I doubted you. I hadn't been here to see your rise over the past 2 years. But you really are the world champion, and you took me to my limit and came out on top. Not a lot of people have done that over the last few years because I've been dominant everywhere I've gone. Good work, champ. See you down the line. And then Grayson Waller and Aaliyah walk in frame and he goes, hold on, man. First of all, right, I don't understand why we're revering Ember Moon so much. Okay, first of all, she lost. She's 0-1 since coming back to WWE. I mean, what a loser that is, right? And second of all, she stole that spot, okay? When my beautiful, sexy girlfriend Aaliyah came out there to confront Dakota, she was going to take that championship from her. This bitch snipes her out of the air with a dangerous-looking move and just steals her spotlight. I mean, that can't be on, okay? Because Aaliyah would have won that match at Evolution, not this loser. And Ember just laughs and goes, well, if you really think that Aaliyah's better than me and Aaliyah can beat me, why don't we prove that tonight? And Grayson's like, sure, we'll see you out there. So Grayson Waller and Aaliyah tonight. Actually up next, I believe. But we have a segment to get through first. It's Io arriving to the building. You know, she's got her big sunglasses on, her bags, her expensive clothes. And she walks up to the Queendom locker room. She opens the door, and you see the rest of the group. The whole group is back. You know, we didn't have the other members other than Cammy and Saya in Mexico last week, but they are all here now. And Io walks in, and Cammy goes, "Oh, there she is, Io. We were just, talking about tonight and last week, and the group. Okay, first of all, we met Saya, obviously Utami, friends of Saya, Julia, Yoko, we're all accepting. We've all agreed that, she did a good job last week helping you defeat Charlotte Flair at Evolution. And, the Queendom, we're growing stronger by the day. Asuka's injury will not define us." And then Io just goes, "I have a match tonight. Charlotte, steel cage." Cammy goes, "Well, that's great. Okay. All we need you to do is beat Charlotte like you beat Charlotte at Evolution, and then you can go on to SummerSlam and become the Women's World Champion once again, finally putting Dakota Kai down, okay, proving that WrestleMania was a fluke." But also, speaking of tonight, I've got big news. Saya's going to have her first official match as a member of Queendom. Her and Utami are going to team up, bring their old tag team back. And Io goes, "Great. I hope it goes well." And Cammy goes, "Yeah, it will. But remember, Io, tonight, just because it's a steel cage doesn't mean that we can't come out there and help you. Okay? Just say the word, and we'll be out there." And Io just goes, "I don't need your help. Go with them." Cammy goes, "All right then. Confident are we?" 74. That's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. They got great chemistry, that's why. Yeah, of course, Ember Moon had to get a win after she lost her first match back. I'm fine with it because it was a world title match and it was like a 25-minute banger. But yeah, she does need to get a win, so here is Aaliyah, our resident. She's actually doing well in the role that she's in, which is shit-talking heel that just gets beaten. Yeah, she gets a 69 and Ember gets a 72, so yeah. And also, during the match, Grayson Waller's there, celebrating or cheering Aaliyah on. Baron Corbin once again appears out of the crowd. Waller sprints to the back, Corbin sprints after him, and then Aaliyah gets pinned with the Eclipse. Yeah, not too shabby. We then cut backstage. Grayson Waller, he's caught up with Aaliyah now, and they're sprinting through the hallway away from Corbin, and we go, "We've got to get out of here. And then Ember and Corbin sort of have to stop to catch the breath and go. Corbin goes, "No, just forget them. Okay, they'll realise it's not worth it in the end." And Ember goes, "Hey, how about next week? We can go talk to Pierce and Aldous right now. We'll beat their ass in a tag match." And Corbin goes, "Sounds great." And then they walk off. And then the camera sort of pans across and we see Candice LeRae just sat on one of the boxes backstage. And Dakota Kai scoots into frame, sits next to her. She goes, "Hey, how you doing?" Candice goes, "I've been better. I'm happy for you and Tegan and Piper for keeping hold of your championships, but we were supposed to all be champions coming out of Evolution, and I screwed up." And Dakota goes, "Well, don't beat yourself up too badly, Rhea, she's the most dangerous woman on this roster right now, and really what we need to do, right, is get your head back in the game. Okay? Because last time I checked, that Liberty Championship, it's vacant now. So if you still want that title, it's out there. You just need to grab it. Okay, and I've got your back, Tegan and Piper have got your back. So don't let one loss to Rhea Ripley beat you up. Okay? Because you're still, one of the best damn wrestlers in this whole division. And you will be a champion again. And we'll all be champions. Just like, you envisioned." Kevin Owens is in the ring. He doesn't get his music because, he doesn't work here. He just walks out. And takes a microphone. And he goes, "First of all, obviously I don't work here anymore. So it was nice of Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce to allow me this time here on SmackDown. Because I was sitting back watching the show, and there's something I needed to come here. I needed to tell you all, And more importantly, there's somebody backstage that I need to speak to. I'm sure you can take a guess who it is I'm out here to see. And I hate that I've got to do it publicly, but, you know, I haven't been able to get a hold of him all week. So, Sami, come on out here, let's talk. And Sami Zayn, like, hesitantly walks out. He's confused to see Kevin Owens out here. Takes a look and goes, "Hey, Kevin, what are you doing here?" And Kevin goes, "Enough about me. What are you doing here, Sami?" And Sami goes, "Well, I work here, Kevin. I'm on SmackDown. I'm a SmackDown wrestler." And Kev goes, "No, I mean this. With you. Okay? You, for the entire time I've known you, you've been, live by the sword. Balls to the wall. Go at it and make a name for yourself. Do the best you can possibly do every time you step into this ring." And in fact, I said a minute ago, I hate that I have to do this out here publicly in front of these people. I actually don't. I'm actually glad they're here to hear this, because maybe if you don't listen to me, you'll listen to them. Okay. You are Sami Zayn. You're a former WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. You've done the whole thing here in WWE, except one. And then Sami sort of snapped and goes, "Yeah, I did. And I failed, okay? I tried. I tried to get that one final championship, but I lost. Just like I lost to Johnny Gargano last week. Because, Kevin, I don't know if I can do it anymore." And Kevin sort of looks shocked, looks around at the crowd. And he goes, "What do you guys think? Do you think Sami still got it? You think Sami can win that championship?" They cheer him on, of course. He goes, "That's exactly what I'm saying, Sami. It's not just me. It's not just, Kevin back up to his usual tricks. It's them. It's all of them. All of us. We know you better than you apparently know yourself right now. So if you want to come out here, wallow in your defeat, you want to come out here tell you that you're never going to be champion. You know who never said the word never? Sami. You. 20 years ago when you first got into this business, a small, skinny little ginger boy from Canada who said one day he was going to make it to WWE. We were going to do that together. You, skinny little ginger white boy, me, your fat best friend. We were never going to get a look into this company. We didn't fit the mold. But guess what, Sami? Here we are today. Do you think we got here by saying, we'll never make it, and giving up and waiting for people to give us the opportunity? No, we took it. And we ran with that opportunity, Sami. We've both been world champion. I've won every single championship, tag team championship, Intercontinental championship, United States championship. You're just missing the one. And I'm here right now to tell you to go and get it. Sami goes, "Kevin, it was our hometown. My family was front row, my wife. And I let everybody down. I don't deserve to be United States champion." Kevin Owens slaps Sami Zayn in the face. He goes, "What do you mean you don't deserve to be United States champion? Okay, you deserve it more than any wrestler on this damn planet deserves it. Okay, I've seen you from the bottom, I see you at the top. I'm not going to leave this ring until you tell me, more importantly, you tell them and yourself that you do deserve it, that you're not going to give up, that United States Championship currently around the shoulders of Neville, the man you beat to become NXT champion, win your first championship here in WWE. You can beat him, you can be United States champion. Now, obviously, I don't work here. I'm not going to be here every week, but I will be showing up every single time until you get it through to your head, Sami, that this isn't you. You are good enough. You can be United States champion. Hell, screw that. You will be United States champion. Wake up and look in the mirror and remind yourself who in the damn hell you are. You're not the kind of guy who sits back and just wallows in defeat. You bounce right back up. That's why they call you the underdog from the underground, because you don't give up. You fight, Sami. And I need you to go out there and fight Neville. because he embarrassed you in front of your family. You're right there, Sammy. You're not going to sit there and let him get away with that without consequence. Because I sure as hell wouldn't, and the Sami Zayn I know wouldn't either. He just slams the mic down, storms out of the ring, sort of linger on Sammy's conflicted face in the ring as the crowd's chanting, Sammy, 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 Sammy. Then cut backstage, interview. Kayla Braxton this time is with Randy Orton and Ilya Dragunov. She says, Randy, Ilya, you sure as hell made a statement at King of the Ring when you dropped Daniel Bryan and Pete Dunne following their incredible defense against the Cyclone. And then Randy goes, during our attempts to become King of the Ring, Kayla, Daniel Bryan and his little cronies became a thorn in our side, I guess through jealousy, because we managed to beat him and his little buddy Pete at every turn. But what he didn't realize he'd done is put a target on his back, a target to be eyed by the two most dangerous men on this roster. Then Ilya steps in and he goes, Randy and I have formed a mutual respect recently, and I think it's time to take that one step further. So this is our official challenge to Daniel Bryan and Pete Dunne, a man I know oh so well, that at SummerSlam, we want you for those tag team championships. And they are in action tonight, RKO, so yeah. Then cut to the ring. Chase U in the ring. Andre Chase takes the mic and he goes, again, usually this sort of thing only happens, behind the walls of Andre Chase University, but we need to come out here tonight because we need to finally get to the bottom of what's going on. You see, Chase U here, I forgot to put Keith Lee on screen. I know I forgot one. You Chase here, me and Keith have been noticing something's been a little bit off within our student ranks since Duke came over as our summer exchange student all those weeks ago. Now, we're not going to blame Duke specifically, because Duke's a student, he's a good kid. We're sure we can get his mind screwed on. But it seems like Duke's being manipulated by people who call themselves old friends of his. Aussie Open, Brad Sawyer, and Kylan Rogers. So, boys, do you want to come out here and we can have a chat? Out they come. And Kylan Rogers goes, there is nothing for me and us and you to talk about, Andre Chase. The fact is, I think you and your whole university here is a joke. And I think Duke is one of the greatest exports from Australia. When he signed to WWE 4 years ago, he was touted as a big signing, that he'd be a future star here in WWE. 6'5", 285 pounds. The sky was the limit for Elliot Sexton. But now he's playing dress up in some goofy university. Apparently you're teaching him. He's wrestled here for longer than all of you people, apart from maybe Keith and you combined. He doesn't need to learn anything from people that he's been wrestling for longer than. He needs to learn from a real veteran. He needs to join us because we know where he can get the best knowledge, where he can learn the best. He needs to come and sit under our learning tree. Andres goes, what do you mean your learning tree? Okay, you guys, you only got here last year as well, okay? We're not going to take advice from you two. But if you want to get Duke so bad, how about right now, Duke and my man Bodie team up to face you two Aussie assholes in a tag team match? And Carl Washington goes, well, there you go, Duke. First-hand experience for us to show you what our skill set, what our learning tree can teach us. 64 rated tag team match. Yeah, nice little match. Aussie Open do pick up the win. Bodie Hayward and Duke Hudson. I think I did say that. Yeah, Kylan Rogers pins Duke Hudson. And 37 for Bodie, 58 for Duke, 64 for Brad Sawyer, 60 for Kyle and Rogers. 64 for the match is pretty good. And yeah, the Aussie Open seem to pick up the win. You know, they seem to know better what will be better for Duke. They want him to join them, and they're learning truly, but he's sat on Chase U right now, so what will he choose? Quick video from the Hurt Business. MVP says, there are some athletes that are built different, and the almighty Bobby Lashley is one of those athletes. How many athletes do you know? Let's check the scores. Okay, last week, the almighty ripped Carmelo Hayes in half in a quick King of the Ring SmackDown semifinal, earned his ticket to go to King of the Ring. On that show, he tore through the Samoan Werewolf in one hell of a war, and then he faced off against the soon-to-be King of the Ring winner, Xavier Woods, where he unfortunately got caught off guard. It happens to the best of us. That's 3 matches in a period of 24 hours for this machine known as the almighty Bobby Lashley. And people like Swerve want to point at him because he lost. Shut your dumb ass up right now and listen to me. You may have your hands full with Xavier Woods at King of the Ring, and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, because I respect the New Day, hope he wins and takes the championship off your dumb ass. But whether you're champion or not, you don't get to go walking around wishing defeat on the almighty Bobby Lashley because you're scared of the almighty Bobby Lashley, because the almighty preys on your weakness. And you may walk around here with a confident face thinking you're the God's gift to the World Heavyweight Championship. You know who else has been eyeing that title up? The Almighty. So wherever you may run, you may hide. Swerve. Your actions will have consequences. Your words will need backing up, or the Almighty will shove them down your throat. Buster Gates meets up with the other Revolution boys. He says, so boys, I saw your King of the Ring match, and I have to say, what a fantastic job you did out there, you know. The crowd was loving it. It was an absolutely wild time, you know. The kids, they call it a banger, a 4-star, maybe even 5-star match. What an outing by the Revolution boys. Unfortunately, you didn't come out on top, but yeah, that's not what matters. What matters is your performance and how much spotlight you put on yourselves and how wowed the crowd were by your offense. And Rufus goes, Buster, are you okay, you know? Are you sure? And he just sort of his smile fades, he takes his sunglasses off, he goes, no, I'm not sure. Okay? I don't give a damn how well you performed out there and how much the crowd was cheering you on. We only care about wins, okay? We're not called the Impression, we're called the Revolution. You can't have a revolution if you're losing, okay? Because right now, you've been racking up L after L after L, whereas I've come back, I've got one big dub to my name. I know I'm world famous and I'm trying to bring you back up to my level, but you gotta stop pulling your own weight here. It can't all be on me. Eventually some of that's gotta fall on you. '81 rated match. Ilya and Randy don't work well as a team. Suck my dick game. I'm gonna change that. I don't know if the Labyrinth had excellent chemistry on the last game. That might be new. But it is the Labyrinth, yeah. I wanted to give them this spot because, you know, they're my my pet project tag team, because they're 2 of my regens, and they've not really featured a lot recently. So, yeah, giving them a nice spot to go at it with Ilya and Randy is good. It is a banger, but they do come up short, of course. Ilya pins him with the H-bomb. 79 for Nathan Kelly, 55 for Drake Chambers, 70 for Randy, and 83 for Ilya, again because of Chem. But that's another one that I'm going to fix to be neutral, because it was neutral on 2020. So after the match, Daniel Bryan does come out. It was impressive win, boys. You know, these Labyrinth kids, they've got a bright future around here. But they're no Daniel Bryan or Pete Dunne, let's put it that way. I heard what you said earlier on, Randy. You said that I was trying to stop you winning King of the Ring. I wasn't trying to stop you winning King of the Ring. I wasn't jealous of you beating me in King of the Ring. What I did was send a message that we don't accept defeat around here. A lot of people, you just saw Buster a minute ago, scold his boys for accepting defeat. A lot of people are having a bad run of time around here on SmackDown, but we're not one of them. We win. So, Randy, Ilya, I heard your challenge. You want a tag team championship match at SummerSlam. Fine. You're on. It'll be a great time for me to step back into the ring at SummerSlam. Stomp both your heads in. You call yourself the two baddest, most dangerous men on this brand. That's because you don't know that side of me. Okay? For too long, here in WWE, I've been positioned as the underdog, as Daniel Bryan, the plucky underdog, but this side of me has been laying dormant for far too long. Pete and Miles and the rest of the dojo, they see me as my most dangerous, because that's the kind of system I'm trying to mold here. And Ilya and Randy, that side of me is going to come out at SummerSlam, and you're not going to like him. So your tag match official for SummerSlam, Shark KO taking on Pete Dunne and Daniel Bryan for the tag team championships. Low-key sleeper pick of what will probably be the match of the night on whatever night it's on. Because, yeah, look at the names involved here. We then get a backstage segment. Charlotte, she's in the back, sort of like putting her robe on for the main event. We get Ariana and Ava in the foreground. Ariana's like sort of like whispering to Ava. She goes, so I was thinking, it's a steel cage match. So, we can't really be at ringside when Charlie's doing her thing against Io tonight. But we really have to make sure she wins. She came up short at Evolution. That wasn't really good for our look. But if this other queendom thinks they rule here, and we're doing some sort of, queens versus queens war, then we really need to win this one, Ava. And Ava sort of nods her head. She goes, what are you whispering for? She goes, oh, nothing. I was just planning tonight. Charlotte goes, there is no plan tonight. It's a steel cage match. And Ariana goes, I hear you. I understand. But we're sure that Queendom is probably still going to try and pull some of their hijinks because, Io can't beat you on her own, my queen. Charlotte goes, you got that right. So, I know the steel cage is designed to not let people in. It's designed to, keep us and Queendom out. But what if we used it to keep Io in? Charlotte sort of looks confused. She goes, whatever you're planning, just don't mess it up. And she leaves. And then Ava goes, well, I think Queen have got a match later on tonight as well. And Ariana goes, shh. It's time for us to put that into practice. We then get a quick skit. Pretty Deadly. They're back. I know they weren't on the show last week. I had nothing for them. But they're scheming, They're plotting. Because they're going to premiere Pretty Deadly the musical after SummerSlam. It's going to be the biggest hit of the fall. Summer has been busy. There's been a lot of hits in the summer. Deadpool and Wolverine came out in the summer. As well as other musicals, I'm sure, came out in the summer. But I'm not a musical person. So, yeah. And then, in the fall, in line with the release of the Joker musical, Pretty Deadly the musical will be coming out as well. And, there's their scheming, all their plans. They're writing out their songs. They're still trying to get a hold of Vanessa Hudgens. She's not picking up. And Brooks is sort of nervous in the background. And then Tony approaches him and goes, Brooks, try not to look so stressed. And he goes, I can't help but wonder if I screwed up, with giving Omos and Otis a shot at their briefcase. Tony goes, relax. I get it. You probably did, but we can come out of this on top. It's our way. We're not going to let two big, ugly oafs mess this up. Imagine the look of devastation on the faces of Eldon and Kit if you ruined their big musical by being a doofus. The Brooks sort of looks sad. He sort of just turns and goes, the cologne was good, though. And he goes, that's besides the point. You could have got it from anyone else. But you had to go to Omos and make it this weird deal. And now we're in a pickle. And I don't like pickles. They make my face bloat. So, we need to sort it out. And I'll leave that up to you as well. Let's see what you can come up with there. $75 rated tag match. Boom. Yeah, Utami and Saya, Aphrodite, pick up the win over... I probably should have used someone other than DKE, but I don't have a lot of babyface tag teams on SmackDown, so yeah. Utami pins hands with the Samoan drop in 9:05. 86 for Utami, 57 for Saya, 66 for Morgan, 74 for Hams. Why is Hams scoring better than Morgan now? That's new. Okay. But it doesn't really matter. All that matters is Queendom, Utami and Saya pick up their win. Saya's first win as a member of Queendom. Utami, missed Money in the Bank, picking up a win here tonight. They celebrate after the match when they're jumped by Ariana and Ava. Ava Raine, taking out Utami. Ariana taking out Saya. And yeah. The Royal Dynasty stand tall. They take... Ariana obviously takes a bow. Ava Raine. I'm imagining, for lack of a, actual... to compare to an actual team, they're sort of acting like, in my head, like Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Where, like, Ava Raine is like... Imagine she's got, like, a leather jacket on. And she's, like, super serious... and like the straight girl to Ariana's goof. And yeah, they waste. Ariana takes a bow as Ava just sort of stands there, and then she goes, "Come on, we can't keep the queen waiting. We need to let her know what happened here." But then cut backstage, and Johnny Gargano is now approached Candice and Dakota, and Johnny goes, "Listen, I get exactly where you're coming from, babe. Like, last week I got a win over Sammy, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I thought I was down in the dumps. But all it takes is one win to really get your momentum rolling. And, I know I've already had a chance to dethrone Neville for that United States Championship. I know Sammy's coming after it, hopefully, after what Kevin said to him earlier on tonight. But after that big win, I'm really hoping that, maybe I'm next in line for a shot. And Candice, that's why we can both be champions as well. Because if I can win that US Championship, there's nothing you can't do as well. In fact, you're probably better than I am right now. So, yeah. Deal with that. Candice goes, "Thanks, I did need to hear that. I have got a match coming up next I do need to get ready for. So, I'll see what I can do." And she sort of leaves. Candice sort of lingers on Dakota and Johnny. And Neville walks into frame and he stares down Johnny Gargano. He goes, "I couldn't help but overhear all this yapping. And I heard somebody mention my name." And Johnny goes, "That would have been me. Yeah. You saw my big win last week over Sami Zayn. I'm saying I'm coming at you. I'm going to have a shot at that US Championship." Neville goes, "Did you not learn your lesson when you were the first of these little cockroaches to step up to me? Whether it's you or Sami Zayn, I'm tired of the same little twerps thinking they've got the better of me. I'll happily put you down as many times as I want." And then Dakota sort of probably goes, I don't mean to interrupt here, but he's free next week if you wanted to defend your championship against him next week. And Neville sort of just glares across at Dakota. He goes, "Don't you ever interrupt me again. Haven't you got more important things to worry about, dear, than whatever I'm doing? But as for your little challenge, it's always fun beating you senseless. I'll see ya next Friday." And then he leaves, and Johnny goes, "Yeah, just like that, okay, title match next week." 84. Crowd was apparently kind of off on this. Candice and Kyrie in a singles match. Candice LeRae does come out on top. She pins Kyrie with the Lion Salt in 13:07. 92 for Candice, 91 for Kyrie. I know Kyrie's... There's a reason she's on the short end of things right now. In a few months, she'll be... Like, we're planning stuff for a few months down the line. 91 for Kyrie, 92 for Candice. I think I said that. And then after the match, Candice takes the mic. She goes, "So, what's the deal with this Liberty Championship?" Okay, because last time I checked, Rhea Ripley beat my ass in Arena Mexico to retain that championship. And I thought, oh, no harm, no foul, we'll go again next time. But I've been watching Raw and Heat and ECW this week, and there are people walking around thinking that they won the championship when they haven't. There currently is no champion. Rhea has vacated the championship. It's up for grabs. So, while Tatum Paxley may think that she's keeping the championship warm for mommy, and while Sasha thinks she's entitled to the championship, neither one of them are actually the Liberty Champion, and neither one of them, quite frankly, deserve the Liberty Championship. Because there's only going to be one woman who captures that championship. And it's not going to be Sasha, it's not going to be Tatum, it's going to be me. Because I'm Candice LeRae. I'm one of the best damn women's wrestlers in this company. I'm not going to sit back idly by and watch people claim that they've got the right to the championships that should be around my waist. She drops the mic. Sort of like, you can see in her face, she's sort of proud of herself for getting that out. But yeah, Candice, what is the deal with the Liberty Championship? Next week, they've got a couple of matches set for the show. The first being a rematch from Payback for the United States Championship, as Neville will once again defend the title against Johnny Gargano, following Gargano's big win over Sami Zayn last week. Plus, a mixed tag team match is now official, as Ember Moon will team with Baron Corbin to take on the duo of Aaliyah and Grayson Waller. Corbin's been at Waller's throat for a number of weeks now. Ember Moon has a beef with Aaliyah, so let's see what happens next week when the two teams face off in mixed tag team action. Plus, another tag team encounter between the Royal Dynasty and Queendom will take place next week, but this time it will be Ariana Grace and Ava Raine taking on Julia and Yoko Uehara, Regina Del Mondo of Queendom, instead of, Utami and Saya, who they attacked earlier on tonight. Moving on to SummerSlam, after King of the Ring, we did learn our official World Heavyweight Championship main event. Swerve Scott, who I didn't announce it, but he will be back next week after, beating John Cena at King of the Ring, will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against the King of the Ring winner, Xavier Woods. Plus, as we just heard, Randy Orton and Ilya Dragunov, the deadly duo known as Jar KO, will face the Dragon's Dojo's Pete Dunne and Daniel Bryan for the WWE Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam. We then cut backstage, and Kyrie's, she's walking backstage frustrated when Io and Cammy are walking to the ring for their match. And Io and Kyrie sort of look at each other as they pass each other in the hallway. Cammy just laughs and goes, "Another loss, huh? Everything in your life it's not exactly going your way right now, is it?" Whereas Queendom's still on top, of course. Io is about to go and become the number one contender for the Women's World Championship. Then at SummerSlam, my queen will leave as the Women's World Champion, and you're going to keep losing. Really is clear who won this friendship, huh? Who could ever have foreseen that? And she sort of just walks off, and Io and Kyrie do sort of linger for a couple more seconds before Io follows Cammy out to the ring. Dakota Kai then comes out. She's going to sit on commentary for the main event. I did actually put her on commentary, so that might actually ding the match rating, but I need her out there for, the story. But yes, it is our main event. The cage is lowered. Io Sky and Charlotte Flair. No interference. Who is going to SummerSlam? 88 rated match, which I'll take, because it says on commentary Dakota Kai was pretty weak, but she also got a boost because her and Michael Cole have pretty good chemistry calling matches together. So, Dakota's out there and she's basically giving, a lore dump to catch up people who may not be familiar with lore. But also at the same time, when asked about potentially wrestling Io at SummerSlam, she doesn't respond. She just sort of looks awkwardly across and just dodges the questions as she intensely watches the steel cage match. Charlotte, though, is tossing Io around. You know, with no outside interference, no queen. I know I had Cammy come out with her, but I imagine, like, she came out onto the stage and then walked to the back. But yeah, Charlotte is, you know, throwing Io around, doing all sorts of stuff. Hits natural selection, Io kicks out. Io goes for a moonsault, Charlotte rolls out the way, stuff like that, big spear. And then, towards the end, you know, Charlotte goes for a spear, Io counters it into a crossface. And, you know, has Charlotte down. Io continues to attack Charlotte. And then she goes to climb out. It's time to escape the cage. Like, she's climbing out the side, like, at the announce table. Like, that side. And then, from out of the crowd, rush Ariana, Grace, and Ava Raine. Then as Io gets to the top, and she's got, like, 1 foot over the top, ready to climb out of the cage and win, Ariana and Ava sort of appear at the bottom, like, trying to, like, shoo her back in. And, like, so there's no option. Io can no longer, you know, escape from that side of the cage. So she's in a bit of a situation right now. Charlotte, she's up on her feet. She's trying to climb up the cage. Io kicks her down. Then Io does stand up on top of the cage. You know, Ariana and Ava look like, what the fuck's going on? And Io hits a big moonsault off the cage onto Charlotte in the ring. She's probably standing up, because that's probably easier to pull off than her being laid down. Taking Charlotte down. And Io gets the cover. Gets the 1, 2, 3. And Io is going to SummerSlam to wrestle for the Women's World Championship. 87 for Io Sky, 84 for Charlotte Flair. The cage raises. Ariana and Ava, you know, attend to their queen. They escort her to the back. And we're back here. It's been a long time coming. Dakota's been defending our Queendom members for a while now, but we haven't got the rematch. And now, we're getting it. Night 1's main event. Io and Dakota one final time for the Women's World Championship. Is this only happening as the main event of SummerSlam because the polls of WrestleMania didn't go my way? Not the only reason, but that is part of it. But, yes, we are here. The closure of this arc is coming in just 3 weeks when Io and Dakota go at it once again. And I imagine, you know, this is the stare down, by the way. You know, Dakota still doesn't say, like, once Io gets the pin, Dakota doesn't say a single word on commentary. She sort of just takes the mic off, gets into the ring, you know, stares down with Io as we end the show. 85 raid show. Pretty good. What matters more is what you thought of the show. SummerSlam's coming along nicely. And, yeah. We'll see you on the other side now for Velocity when the Speed Tournament continues and some other stuff goes down. A nice little episode of Velocity here we have. And it kicks off with the Speed semi-final. If you remember, it was Jorge Santana and Danger Zone had a time limit draw last week, which means that Cedric Alexander receives a bye to the final. And yeah, the man who'll face Cedric in that final is Javon Evans. He beat Santos Escobar in 5 minutes. It says 5 minutes 03, but again, I can't manually make it like that. So yeah, Javon Evans will be the man facing Cedric Alexander in the final of the Speed Tournament, which is weird because Cedric is also seemingly next in line for a Cruiserweight Championship match, or so he thinks. After the match, though, Cedric does come out when he takes the mic. He goes, "Congratulations, young man. You know, I've heard the hype. Trust me, I've heard the hype. I've heard all about this Javon Evans kid. A lot of people saying he's the next great high flyer here in WWE, and I've come out here right now to tell you, I do see it. You expect me to say I don't, but I do. You are a hell of a talent. But you're not Cedric Alexander. You are the next generation of Cruiserweight wrestling. Don't get me wrong. But the current generation hasn't passed by, not by a long shot, not as long as I'm still here. You're the Cruiserweight future. I'm the Cruiserweight classic. And I'm back in my prime, and you're going to see what I'm going to do now against another relic of my bygone era. And next week, I'm going to become the inaugural WWE Speed Champion. And then after that, I'm going to win the Cruiserweight Championship as well." So yeah, I forgot who commented it. Somebody commented the Cruiserweight Classic should be Cedric Alexander's nickname, and you're so right. That's so good. I'm going to look it up right now because I want to credit you, because I saw it, I was like, yes, you're so right. It would have been on SmackDown. It was Eric Silver, yeah. Shout out him. 79. Jesus Christ, Cedric. Cedric and Arya Daivari go 11:38. Cedric beats him with a lumbar check. 82 for Cedric, 57 for Arya Daivari. And yeah, big win for Cedric. Then after the match, Axiom does come out and he confronts Cedric Alexander. You know, he's like, if you wanted a shot at my championship, you know, winning matches and earning it is the way to do it, not by laying me out with a kick. Cedric just sort of laughs. He goes, you leave your masked ass right where you are, because once I've won this speed title next week, I'm coming for that next. And I'm going to hold both championships here on Velocity. 72 rated match. Nice little fun match on the show. And Helico gets a win. A singles win. He beats RKJ with a Superman senton in 11:09. Both men score 67s. The match gets a 72. And yeah, nice win for Angelico. I like Angelico. Like, I don't know why. He's just one of them guys that, like, he obviously doesn't do much on AEW television. But he was cool in Lucha Underground, and I like his vibe. So I'm going to give him a win. 80 rated main event. The other two members of LA Extreme, Rush and Jorge Santana, are in a tag team match against Ty and Toby Marley. They pick up the win, obviously, Jorge pinning Toby in 14:50. 90 for Rush. 90 for Rush. Jesus Christ. 69 for Jorge, 72 for Ty Marley, and a 51 for Toby Marley. Then after the match, Santana does take the mic. He goes, so earlier on tonight, Santos, he tried to win this little speed championship gimmick. It didn't quite go the way that he wanted it to. But, that's not the championship that we really need to be focused on right now, because Rush back here, he's back, and he's in killer form. At King of the Ring, we beat Christian and his faux family to the point where he had to boot one of them out. And last I checked, those Cruiserweight Trios championships currently being paraded around by Daniel Bryan's puppets. We never lost those, okay? In fact, we beat Daniel Bryan's puppets at WrestleMania to keep a hold of them before Rush's injury ripped them away from us. And now we're back at full strength, back to the Extreme. This is your official declaration that we won them back. 79 rated Velocity. Probably the most story-driven Velocity show I've done ever, maybe. But yeah, some nice little Cruiserweight matches building. I'm sure you can tell what the two Cruiserweight title matches at SummerSlam are going to be. But yeah, what matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for Raw. See you then.